Like a goose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of the goose thing, allow me a few minutes of indulgence to talk about the intro video for this year, which I had a lot of fun doing, but was a profound amount of work. We'd been talking about what the intro should be and didn't have any like firm ideas. One idea that got brought up was something to do with Blade Runner, because the first Blade Runner takes place in November 2019.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out as well.
I've never seen it.
And so I basically said, I was like, I have an idea. Let me get back to you if I think I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I like went away and did some stuff and then came back and was like, okay, here's what I'm thinking and I think that I can execute on this. That was on November 4th. And then I just didn't do anything other than this between then and now. So, actually, I'll tell you what. So, since it's only a minute long, can we see the intro video? Do you still have that, engineering? I didn't actually clear that with you.
Yeah, sure, 1 sec.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I get to see it because I slept through it.
Yay! Oh, you haven't seen it at all?
No, I saw what you briefly showed me, and that was
Oh,
it.
sweet. Okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
It's very good.
Let's all wait.
Nap time was important, though. And by nap time, I mean uninterrupted.
Oh, actually
as
getting
much
sleep?
as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
I had a nap. I came in for the start, but then went home and had a nap, and it was delightful.
Yeah, I decided that once I was not going to set an alarm. If I woke up early, sure, I'll come in for the start. I haven't missed a start since I got here, but did not wake up in time, and I was way too happy. So comfy.
Smart. Okay, so let's check out the intro video that played at the very beginning of the stream 10 and a half hours ago.
Right over top of me. Perfect.
Yep.
My computer. Biggest mood. So well.
So that was, yeah, it's obviously inspired by the trailers for the game, but the trailers for Untitled Goose Game, because it's sort of a thing. It's first of all, Goose Game's great and you should get it and play it if you haven't.
It's so good.
But it was a while ago that I realized that I mean, most games with cars let you honk, but I was like, wait, Desert Bus and Untitled Goose Game both have a dedicated honk button.
Yep.
And I forgot to put the thing at the beginning of that. It was press and then the Sega CD start button, press start to honk. So,
Which I am doing, but not hearing.
so what did you make that in with? I made that all in Cinema 4D, which is a 3D. There's the honk button.
Perfect.
We keep it turned down because the problem is, if this noise,
Yes.
the noise of the road, is just happening all the time, and it sounds like bad audio. It just sounds like horrible background noise.
It's a little bit helpful if you do what I did and crash to the left, because it changes slightly when you hit the gravel on the side of the road.
Every year I ask Johnny if I can not put it on the soundboard. And every year he's like, no, we gotta do it. And this year, because of that, we had to get an extra soundboard attached to the soundboard so that we could facilitate that honking noise.
Oh my gosh.
So I brought some ancillary videos to talk about working on this. So can I check out Intro Rough, which is, so this is a version that I did just some of the animations to sort of block everything in. So let's just sort of let that go. So that's obviously a final shot. These first two establishers are final shots. But after this, you get to see the earliest thing. So this shot in shipping, this is what I showed the rest of the organizing. That's what I showed the rest of the organizing committee, saying, "Okay, I think I can do this." Right? And then here's this is the bit in engineering, where it's one of the figures doesn't even move. That's the hallway, just.
Oh, my plug.
T-pose for dominant. I mean, it's not really T-posing. They're more sort of like an A-pose. I almost wish I'd kept Serge just sliding across the kitchen floor. The cookies went a little weird there. Fun fact: I have never worked with. Oh yeah, the chair. And then that one doesn't have any version of it. So I've never worked with physics objects before, and that was. Well, okay, we'll get to that. So then let's take a look at the progressions. So basically what I did is I blocked everything in, literally with blocks, and figured out the animations because I knew that would be the most difficult part. And then refined all of the scenes. Some of it happened last night because for some reason, I'm just sitting there being like, what do I put on the tables in engineering? I don't know. And so after the all hands meeting, I just took a picture of engineering, and then when I got home, I was like, oh yeah, it's just monitors and some water bottles. Okay, cool. And then I didn't have to think about it, and I could just make it. So let's just watch some of the progressions. This basically shows through things. So this was the first version of the shipping thing, and then that's just a default figure in the program, and then. This is partial animation, and then finally adding set dressing to all the boxes and the tubes, which were a real problem. The tubes had a mind of their own, let me tell you. And so then a first take on engineering, because I knew the rough layout of the rooms, but I didn't really know what anything was going to look like. And then now we have Johnny and nothing else. Oh, and the chairs would look nicer now. The program was Cinema 4D, which is a 3D rendering program. And there you go, now Ben's there as well, and we've got lots of stuff. Ben was chosen because he has a recognizable outfit.
My brand.
Yeah.
Exactly. Similarly, that's why TQ is the other person in the comms room, because recognizable hair.
And the branding.
And so now there's animation with his crazy legs. The whoop. He's meant to be doing. See, I did a lot of standing up and moving around in my bedroom. That I was expecting. I was trying to do this sort of thing, like a creeping, don't drop the cookies, Serge. But I'm not. I haven't touched this program in some years, and I was relearning a whole bunch of stuff. And I did that animation second because I knew I had to. I knew I had to really nail that one. And in that version, his shoes are wrong, and he doesn't do the slump at the end, and I really like the dejected Surge slump.
Those big chafes are real good.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, I'll just make chafing dishes and put 4 of them in there. That'll save me some time. And boy, did it. And then, the couches and the chair, I did not actually model myself, because it turns out you can just buy those things.
Ah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So the two other things I wanted to show you was, like I said, I've never worked with physics simulation before. Boy, is it touchy. So what I was doing when I was going through those progressions was I would block the scene in and do the animation, and then to make sure I didn't mess with anything, if I needed to change the fridge in the kitchen, I just take the box shape, copy it out, paste it into its own document so I could just deal with that, make it actually look like a fridge, and then paste it back in. So I did that with all of the boxes in the shipping room. Can we look at shipping error? And so what I did is I had all the boxes, which all had a physics simulation sync to them. So don't play it just yet. They all had a physics simulation sync to them. Copied them out, made them look all nice. Actually, if we could get the picture-in-picture though. Made them look all nice with labels and tape and everything on them. Pasted all that back in, and then there's buttons in the program where you can be like, don't don't show me this in preview and don't show me this when I render. You know, make these objects completely invisible. Turns out the physics simulation still thinks they're there. And when you have two things that occupy the same space-time coordinates, this happens. They just explode. And then the bus doesn't do anything, 'cause, well, it does a little bit, but yeah, they just poof. Which is a darn sight better than the other one, the bus error video, which is this is what happened when I don't even know what caused this exactly, but I fixed it somehow. The bus just didn't like how I had its like entrance hole set up. So yeah, it's not a perfect system. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to take some indulgent time to talk about the weird stuff I encountered while trying to work on that thing.
I like that one better.
The bus just like sideways glitching through the floor.
I feel like Deja Vu needs to be playing that version.
Deja Vu. Yeah. Oh yeah, the music in the thing. So all the music in Goose Game, it's amazing. It's all made by their composer, but it's all inspired by Debussy's Preludes, and they took all of Debussy's Preludes and turned them into like I think they said 400 or 600 like they're called stems, but like little pieces of music, so that the game can organically change it depending on what you're doing, which they had not originally planned. Originally there wasn't going to be music in the game, and they did a trailer that this person scored inspired by Debussy's Preludes that does change over the course of the trailer, and everyone went, oh wow, the game's going to have like this organic music like that? And then the devs went, oh no. But it should though. Oh, and so then the composer had to do that. So the music that I used for that is not their version from the game. Turns out Debussy's been dead for a while, so it's public domain. If you can find a recording that is also public domain, that part is key, and a lot of people mess that up when they're looking at public domain stuff. But I did find a public domain version of Debussy's Preludes on archive.org and just used a slightly edited version of one of those. So it's not technically music from Goose Game itself. So.
Fits to myself.
Can I just say something on the screen?
Please.
I just
I'm done talking about stuff I